In the heart of a quiet American town, nestled between rolling hills and sprawling fields, stood an old school known as Riverview Academy. This institution had built its reputation on strict discipline, rigorous academic standards, and a no-nonsense approach to education. Among the many students who passed through its grand iron gates was a boy named Jack Turner. Jack was different from his peers. Where other children found joy in solving mathematical puzzles or writing essays, Jack struggled. Numbers danced confusingly in his head, and words seemed to lose their meaning as soon as he tried to string them into sentences. Despite his earnest efforts, Jack's grades never reflected his hard work. His teachers often expressed their frustrations, their voices laced with disappointment. Classmates teased him mercilessly, dubbing him Slow Jack, with a cruel laugh that echoed down the hallways. Jack's parents, hard-working folks who ran a modest bakery in town, were equally perplexed. They saw their son's efforts, the long hours spent bent over books, the furrowed brow of concentration. Yet they could not understand why their bright-eyed boy, who crafted the most imaginative stories during bedtime chats, struggled so much in school. The turning point came on an overcast Tuesday morning. Mr. Thompson, Riverview's most respected and feared teacher, was delivering a lesson on the fundamentals of physics. His voice, usually commanding attention, trailed off as he noticed Jack staring blankly at his notebook, the pencil in his hand motionless. "Jack Turner," Mr. Thompson called out, his voice sharp. "Stand up." Jack rose slowly, his cheeks flushing with embarrassment. His classmates snickered, eyes gleaming with the anticipation of another public reprimand. "Why do you even try if you can't understand?" Mr. Thompson demanded, his gaze piercing. The room fell silent, the weight of the question hanging heavily in the air. Jack swallowed hard, his vision blurring as tears pooled in his eyes. "I do try, sir," he managed to choke out, "but nothing stays in my head." A sigh escaped Mr. Thompson's lips as he approached Jack. "Let me see your palm," he instructed. Confused but compliant, Jack extended his trembling hand. Mr. Thompson traced the lines with his finger and said, "You don't have the line of intelligence in your hand. Some people are just not meant for studies. Maybe you should find another path in life." Laughter erupted around the room, a cruel chorus that seared itself into Jack's memory. But amidst the humiliation, a spark ignited within him, a defiant ember of resolve. That night, alone in his dimly lit room, Jack made a decision. Clutching a small pocket knife, he carved a deep line into his palm, the sting of the blade sharp but insignificant compared to the pain of Mr. Thompson's words. His hand bled, the red rivulets tracing a new destiny etched into his skin. The next morning, with his hand bandaged but his spirit unbroken, Jack approached Mr. Thompson. Silently, he unwrapped the cloth, revealing the fresh scar. "I have created my own line of intelligence, sir," he declared, his voice steady. "Will you teach me now?" Mr. Thompson stared at the boy before him, the usual sternness of his face softening into an expression of astonishment and, perhaps, regret. In that moment, he realized he had underestimated the power of determination. "Jack," he said quietly, "no line in the world can define your destiny, except the one you create yourself." From that day forward, a transformation took place within Jack. The mocking voices of his peers faded into the background as he immersed himself in learning. He sought out books on every subject, his curiosity insatiable. When he didn't understand something, he asked questions of his teachers, his parents, even the old librarian who worked part-time at the town library. No resource was left untapped, no opportunity to learn wasted. Mr. Thompson, in a surprising turn of character, became Jack's greatest ally. During lunch breaks and after-school hours, he tutored Jack, guiding him through complex problems and concepts with patience he hadn't shown before. "Your mind works differently, Jack," he would say. "And that's not a weakness, it's a strength." Years passed, and as Jack moved through each grade, his academic performance improved steadily. The boy who once struggled with basic arithmetic was now tackling calculus. The student who fumbled through English essays was now penning articulate analyses of classic literature. Riverview Academy buzzed with the tale of Jack Turner's metamorphosis. The culmination of Jack's hard work came at graduation. Standing on the podium, clad in a cap and gown, he delivered the valedictorian speech, his voice clear and confident. He spoke of perseverance, of the importance of self-belief, and of carving one's own path despite the obstacles. His words resonated deeply with everyone present, especially Mr. Thompson, whose eyes glistened with unshed tears. But Jack's journey didn't end there. Fueled by his passion for learning and an insatiable curiosity about the world, he pursued higher education, delving into the realms of science and innovation. His mind, once considered slow, now tackled some of the most challenging questions in theoretical physics. Jack's groundbreaking work on quantum mechanics earned him international recognition, and his name graced scientific journals and conferences around the globe. He showed the world that success is not defined by the lines of fate, but by the choices we make and the strength with which we pursue our dreams. The next time you face a challenge or stumble on the path to your goals, remember Jack Turner. Remember the boy who carved his own destiny, who turned his pain into power, and who refused to let anyone else write the story of his life. Be like Jack. Be unstoppable.